Hi guys, this is Niranjan Hegde and I am your educator in the Jivashastra Abhyasa. I welcome all of the degree students who are pursuing biology related subjects. So as your exams are nearing, so in few weeks you are going to get exam, right? Your SEM examinations, 6th, 4th and 2nd SEM examination. So I wanted to do some revision of a few topics which are very narrowed down to a particular kind of toughness. So for you people, it you find some toughness because you want to know, you have to know something basic about that topic. Then you can further move on to the exact topic of that particular topic, kind of topics, okay, which are it. So in that I find you need to know basics of nucleic acid, okay, nucleic acid. So today we are going to learn about that nucleic acid. Nucleic acid. So this nucleic acid, so first I am going to know the first person to isolate this nucleic acid. Who was that? In 1868, the person named F. Meshayer, the person known as F. Meshayer, isolated the DNA, isolated the nucleic acid, nucleic acid, nucleic acid from WBC cells, that is white blood cells. Okay, so I'm not going to go into completely deep into this particular history of this particular nucleic acid because it is not more concerned for you people. So if you want to know the history, so please comment on the comment box, that is that you need the history of the nucleic acid, and we will do in the future. Okay, okay. So at last, so there was sequence of there are different authors, different scientists come, whoever discovered different parts of the nucleic acid. Then at last in 19 in a 19 okay, in a 19, I think it's not okay, in 1953, Watson and Crick, Watson and Crick proposed, they proposed the model of DNA, that is to double helix, right? Double helix, these all things you know, double helix, these all things you know, and they got the Nobel award also, right? Yes, why I told you this, because at least the basic things you need to know, right? Now as we move on to the mainly we will see the nucleic acid, right? Yes, let's see the nucleic acid. The nucleic acid is known for its genetic nature, right? Nucleic acid is known for its genetic nature, that it contains the genetic informations over it of a single organisms, right? Yes. So this nucleic acid is a polynucleotide. It is a polynucleotide, right? It's a polynucleotide, okay, strand, polynucleotide strand, which is also can be, that is polymer of nucleotides, right? Nucleotides. What the question comes here, you know what are polymers, right? So but you don't know what is nucleotide, right? Yes, let's see what is a nucleotide. So nucleotides are a type of combination of three different we can say elements, okay, three different elements. It is made up of three different elements, so nucleotides. Okay, so what are those? Let's see. The nucleotides are made up of three elements, 1, 2 and 3. Let's see what are those three types. So first one is a cyclic 5 carbon, a cyclic 5 carbon ring. Okay, 5 carbon ring. First is 5 carbon, 5 carbon वाले एक एक रिंग से बना होता है पहले एलिमेंट. सो नेक्स्ट वन इज दैट इज PO4H2, that is phosphorus group. Phosphorus group or phosphate group, we can also call it as phosphate group. Okay, phosphate group. And the third one is nitrogen base. Nitrogen base. So it is made up of these three different substances. Okay, and togetherly they are known as a nucleotide, a single nucleotide. Okay. Now if you want to know how these rings are formed, or how the composition, how they are attached, we will learn in the next step. Okay. So as I told you, so this nucleotide sequence has, or nucleic acid has the 5 carbon, a cyclic 5 carbon sugar, right? So so sugars are of two different kinds. So you can see two different kinds of sugars are there. So one is ribose sugar. So another one is deoxyribose sugar. So on this basis of two sugars, composition of two sugars in a particular thing. So nucleic acids are of two types. Okay, there are two types of nucleic acids are there. Okay, there are two types of nucleic acids are there. One is RNA. So what is RNA? Ribose nucleic acid, right? Or ribonucleic acid. Another one is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. What is RNA is ribonucleic acid and DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. It has been, the name is itself suggests that. So that is a ribose sugar in RNA and deoxyribose sugar in the DNA. So now we are going to study about the composition of DNA. Okay, so why we are studying only composition of DNA? Because it is present in a larger number, in a larger organisms as a genetic material, or as a nucleic acid. Okay, so very importantly I am saying here, so as I told you before, a nucleic acid has three parts, right? One is a 5 carbon sugar, okay, 5 carbon sugar, and another one is phosphate group, another one is nitrogen bases, right? So this is the three components which are so let us start from the left side, that is we are seeing here, so a very functionally attached on the ring, so that is we can say element has been phosphate group has been attached, that is PO43 minus. It has been attached to the fifth carbon of the ring, fifth carbon of the sugar ring. So it is always attached to fifth carbon, or else this phosphate group, that is PO43 minus, will be attached to the third carbon. Okay, third carbon, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So always you can see, so DNA has, always DNA is having 5' and 3' end, which is complementary to each other, right? So like that itself, why it is complementary? Because of this particular thing, because the phosphate group is going to be attached, either to the 5' end or to the 3' end. So that is of the sugar, or that is the nature of the phosphate group. So also this phosphate group is going to form a bond between two carbon sugars. So what is that? So that they are going to form a phosphodiester bond. They are going to form a phosphodiester bond. Okay, and next, coming to the next point here, that is sugar molecule, right? It is a 5 carboned sugar, a cyclic sugar, which is always you can see attached to a oxygen molecule. Okay, which is always attached to a oxygen molecule. All the 5 carbon molecules are going to attach to the single oxygen molecule. So while you are writing this particular ring, so you have it is a slightly bit tough to remember. So I will make you too easy, because how I will make you easy, that just you can remember the steps of a steps which comes down and which goes up. So you can remember that. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 1 2 3 4, and 4 is the upper step, and again it goes to the right side, so goes to the left side, sorry. So 1 2 3 4 5. Here you have to remember another thing to easily remember. So 3 dash and 5 dash end is having the OH group. All the other 1 2 3 1 2 4, okay, 1 2 4 is having H, right? Is having H. You can see at the bottom side it is compiled with the H itself. So that's why you have to remember that 1 2 and 4 is having H group, and the 3 dash and 5 dash end has the carbon has OH linked to the OH group. That if you remember that, then it is easy to write the thing. So then another question may arise, why I have written OH here, right? Why I have written OH here? Yeah, now I'll tell you. So always the DNA, in DNA it is a deoxyribonucleic acid, because of this particular thing. So there will be H is going to be there. So as a in second carbon the H is attached, while in RNA OH is going to be attached. Okay, OH is going to be attached. That's why it differs from deoxyribonucleic acid and ribonucleic acid. So this is the sugar molecule. So that is 5 carbon, a cyclic sugar molecule which is attached to phosphate group. So the next thing is the nitrogen base, the third part of our third composite of our DNA, the composition of DNA. That is third part is nitrogen bases. Okay, there are 5 nitrogen bases are there mainly, but it has been divided into, first it has been divided into 2 main types. Okay, 2 main types of nitrogen bases are there. You know that one is pyrimidine and another one is purine. So this purine and pyrimidine is further divided into pyrimidine has 3 types and purine has 2 types. The purine has 2 types of nitrogen bases. One is adenine and another one is guanine. And the third and the second, in the pyrimidine there are 3 types. One is thymine, cytosine and uracil. Okay, thymine, cytosine and uracil. So on this structure only you can come to know that the purine are double ringed structure. Purines are double ringed structure with 4 nitrogen molecules. Okay, 4 nitrogen molecules in 4 different positions. And what are those positions? So always in purine, so this particular position is maintained, right? So you can see here in adenine, first position, third position, fifth, 7th position and 9th position having the nitrogen molecule. And here also you can see first position is having the nitrogen, third position is also having the nitrogen molecule, and the 7th position is also having the nitrogen molecule, and 9th position is also having the nitrogen molecule. And you can see the double ringed structure. So so this is about the purines. So purines has double ringed structure with the 2 types of in them there are 2 types, adenine and guanine. Okay, adenine and guanine. So this is the structure. So this structure you have to remember it. Okay, so whenever you will come across, so it is very important in a further in future, it is these structures are important in your competitive examinations also, so you have to remember it. Okay, so for now just remember this particular thing. Easily you can draw by remembering the positions of the nitrogen molecules. Okay, first, third, 7th and 9th. So and it will be always in the 9th position, it is always attached with the hydrogen molecule, and in the 6th position of carbon there will be NH2 is attached in adenine, and oxygen molecule is attached in guanine. So that's the difference here. All the other are almost similar. So here one another thing is extra, that is in the second position. So for CH2 there will be NH2 is attached with the carbon molecule. Okay. Then next coming to the pyrimidine. So pyrimidine has three different kinds of types of nitrogen bases. So what are those? Thymine, cytosine and uracil. Okay. So it is a single ringed structure. You can see that is, it is a single ringed structure, and all these three nitrogen bases which comes under the pyrimidine always is attached with in the third position. You can see here in the third position the carbon atom is always attached with the oxygen molecule, right? And only one thing changes in in two of them. So you can see here, so in thymine and uracil, so the fifth positioned carbon atom is attached with the oxygen molecule, right? Yes, one difference is, so in the sixth position of carbon, so here CH3 attached and here H is attached. So that's why it is uracil and it is thymine. Okay. Then cytosine has a unique structure, right? So here in the sixth carbon position, H, it is attached with H, which is similar to the uracil, but in fact of that, in fifth position, so here NH2 is attached. So that's why it makes the different cytosine. Okay, so this is about the nitrogen bases. I have left one thing here, so that is in DNA. So I'm going to write here in DNA. So adenine is abbreviated as always adenine, guanine is abbreviated with their first capital letters. Okay, adenine, guanine and cytosine are persistent in DNA and both in RNA. DNA and RNA has these two AGC. They are persistence in both of them. But only one thing is different from either in both of them. In between there is a one difference. So RNA has which one? The RNA is having so uracil and DNA has thymine. Okay, so that is the main difference. If you like the video, please hit the like button and smash it. Then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Then another one thing is that, so I want to tell you, that is, so if you want to learn more things and more different topics, please put a message or put a comment over the comment section. And lastly, I want to tell you, let's hit 100 likes. Bye.